I watched it on the map screen. I wish I could turn the map off. I'm desperately trying to spawn on you, but it's not letting me because you're in way too much shit. Mind the shit out of it, so if they try to push, they might find a bit of trouble. They're onto us though, Jesus Christ. Holy moly, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Alrighty, so this video is going to be about the AUG A3, which in my opinion is one of the most controversial guns in the game, because people who are new to the game say that it's the best gun because it's got so low recoil. They think it's the best gun in the game. But then you get people on the high end who say that it's, in quotation marks here, like literally unusable, which I think is just a load of crap, as you saw in the clip. And I'd like to talk about this gun and give a little bit of an in-depth guide to like attachments and kind of like the playstyle you'll need, where it excels the most, and stuff like that. So yeah, stick around.
I see like 57,000 people running into the... Oh, you little back camper. Die, yes.
So the AUG A3, here are its stats. 31 damage per shot, which is, you know, that's alright, but let's check the fire rate. Fire rate says 500, which is very, very low. I've heard on the internet that it's actually a bug and it should say 600, but either way, it's still a pretty low DPS gun. The velocity is really good, 900 meters per second, and a velocity of that level helps you track targets at long range, meaning you don't have to aim like very far ahead of them. And that's why a lot of people, when they use this gun, can get kills at super long ranges and can get consistent kills at a medium range. It's pretty accurate, and yeah, and that's pretty much those are the standout things. Oh, and also I'm pretty sure the base gun stats it has a very low horizontal recoil, which is super nice. The attachments I recommend running are either the BCM plus tactical for a bit of a mix that makes your horizontal a bit better but make your vertical a little bit worse. Another big one is using the vertical grip plus tactical. Helps with it makes both the recoils at 0.8-ish, which is pretty good. Or alternatively, another good one is vertical grip plus flash hider. I have ran a little bit. I don't run this anymore, but this is what I used to run a fair bit, but I don't run that anymore. But I actually really highly recommend the BCM plus the tactical. Big fan of that. But if you're having trouble with the vertical, just switch back to the vertical grip instead of the BCM. And for the sight, I use the slip instead of the other ones. And the reason I use the slip is because it is a 2x. All the medium range scopes, apart from the slip and the flare, are actually 4x, but I'm going slip because I like the 2x. And I'm using the canted sight as just a bit of a personal choice, canted over top sight. I'm using the canted red dot, but really you could just use a top sight instead. And for the main sight, you could use a longer range scope if you're really good at controlling recoil. And on a close range map, you could use a red dot, and that's totally fine. But there's something you should look out for with the AUG A3, and that is close range engagements. Close range, you will die a lot if you're using this gun. Even me, I think I'm pretty good at this game. I die a fair bit in close range when I use this gun. And you'll see a lot of my kills are at medium range. I'll show some clips of me getting some medium range kills and then dying in close range. So this gun is due to its low DPS, you will die a lot up close. But when you think about it like this gun has low DPS, but it's consistent DPS. Another thing is, this is a passive of the AUG. A few other guns have this. I think the SG550 has this. The AUG actually comes with extra mags in the game. I think you get 2 extra, maybe even more. So if you're running a Ranger vest and the AUG, you will have so many magazines. And that's really handy, because if you're on a flank, and you can do consistent damage, flanks are really good with this gun because you will never run out of bullets and you will consistently get kills. You know, when you're sort of behind a bunch of enemies and you potato a bunch and miss a bunch of shots, it's a lot harder to do that with the AUG, because first of all, you have more bullets and the recoil is so low that it's pretty tough to do that. So the AUG is actually really, really good at, if you're new and you want to start melting in flanks, you can. And because it's such long range, you don't have to get really close for the flank to be effective. You can just find like a rock or something to sit behind, meaning that your chance of dying after pulling off a flank are also a lot less. So you're pretty much trying to get into a situation where you have cover and you're flanking. You want to be behind cover. You want to be able to unswing and reswing because your DPS is so low that you want to be able to reposition a bunch because you might not be killing everybody right away. So if you can keep repositioning, you won't get killed very quickly. You definitely want to be the person that's landing the first shot with this gun. I wanted to mention that a really good way to get yourself into the sort of the habit of getting in these situations that I talk about with cover, like really good cover. If you've played games like Insurgency or maybe even Escape from Tarkov, things that like you can kind of get one tapped in. Imagine when you're using the AUG, imagine that you're going to die more because your gun kills less quickly. So if you get into a head-on gunfight sort of suddenly, you're probably going to lose. Just like in those games, if you suddenly got into a gunfight, you're probably going to lose. So just imagine you're going to die, and try to move, like really stick to cover for a little longer than you expect to really double check everything's clear before you move. And that'll be how you get into these situations where if, you know, sometimes you'll round a corner and there's a bunch of enemies you didn't expect, you'll avoid situations like that, and instead you'll have a bunch of enemies and you'll be behind cover and you'll be alright to reload and to peek and just get consistent kills. Alrighty, I don't really have an outro, but I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who left comments in the last video. It was super awesome reading them, and I really wanted to get this kind of like AUG video out there because a lot of people were saying that they really would like the deep dive on the AUG, so here it is. If you have even more questions, please chuck them in the comments. I'll make a video because I really like making videos and I really like the comments. It was super awesome. And yeah, I'd love to make a video kind of going deeper on how to get better at the game and stuff. I know there wasn't a whole lot of particulars in this video. It was more just sort of about the AUG, but I'd love to do a video on like exactly how to get into good positions and how to, you know, get your aim better and everything. And also because someone asked in the comments, my DPI is 650 and my in-game sense is just, I'm pretty sure it's just default, it's just 100. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. The next one will be it'll be a guide on how to get 100 kills in one match, or it'll be a guide on how to die less, because those two things kind of go hand in hand. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.